Hey everybody, welcome back to Munro Live. We have a treat for you today. So behind us is two brand new refrigerators. This is a $10,500 SubZero fridge next to a $2,900 Frigidaire. Now, the reason why we bought these is because many people don't get a chance to see the other 50% of what Munro & Associates does. You see Sandy Munro harping on electric vehicles, motors, and batteries. We wanted our subscribers to get a chance to see every aspect of what Munro & Associates is capable. So today, we're going to unbox this SubZero and that Frigidaire, and I have a special guest for you. This is Adam Leach. So Adam Leach was hired at Munro probably 3 or 4 months ago.
7
months ago. And he's a jack of all trades. He worked at Bose, he worked at iRobot, he worked at Coravin, he worked at Biorad, he worked at Shark Ninja, and
a few startups like
yeah.
Epicor Biosystems, MC10. Did you say you said iRobot? Yeah, I think that's about it.
So Sandy's on vacation this week, and he's going to come in later, the later portions of this teardown. But for the initial stages, it's just going to be Adam and I digging into these. Now, Munro & Associates would typically charge $150,000 to $500,000 for a study like this for a client. The fridges alone were $15,000. We purchased those on our own. We were not contracted by either SubZero, Frigidaire, or one of their competitors. But we're going to take these through their paces. We're also going to look at material analysis, form, function, fit, all of the things that we would normally do on an electric vehicle. We're going to dig into these. Now, many people may not know that a fridge still has an electric motor, a compressor, a condenser, doors, seals, metal, stampings, formings, fasteners. And we're going to see what you get with a $2,900 run-of-the-mill fridge versus a $10,500 premium fridge. What truly are the differences, and is it actually worth it? So now we're going to dig into unboxing these things after our first impression. So Adam, what's your first impression when these showed up?
I mean, the packaging is kind of garbage compared to the SubZero packaging. There's only about half an inch of depth, of impact depth for this styrofoam versus the few inches of clearance between the outside packaging and the product inside of this. So natural conclusions are that you're going to see a lot more returns due to damage on this product than you will in SubZero products because that's packaged way better than this. This is also made in Thailand, which is probably made by the Electrolux plant in Thailand because Electrolux owns Frigidaire, whereas SubZero products are made either in Wisconsin or Arizona. So you have domestic manufacturing versus foreign manufacturing. Both manufacturers own their manufacturing sites. So that means quality control is going to be tighter. It's going to be easier for the engineers. But design engineers in Charlotte, I think it's Charlotte, North Carolina, where they're based, flying to Thailand to go deal with the quality issue is not going to be as easy as on-site engineers in Phoenix and Madison, Wisconsin, because one, you don't have a time differential, and two, flying to Thailand kind of sucks. I've done a lot of Far East traveling. When you have a quality issue, you only go if the building's burning down or if the product's toast. So, yeah, that's what you see from, the packaging's pretty low cost versus the SubZero packaging.
All right, well, let's dig in and get these things out, and then people can see what we're dealing with.
And this is just your typical styrofoam packaging. Every appliance at Home Depot comes into those big box stores looking just like this. My knife is dull from all the packaging boxes that I've been dealing with after the move.
do
let's look for damage. I mean, I didn't see any impact marks on the outside of it, but still, like, it doesn't mean that something didn't poke it. Because that's, when you look for damage on a product like this, you're going to look for cosmetic damage first, which is, this is the display side of the product. So anything from like a scratch or a dent or a gouge on this front-facing surface is going to possibly get a return. And look, there we go. Oh. It took a hit. And you can see a dent on the top. Is that even a scratch?
Yeah.
No, there's a little bit of debris there, but you can see that.
I do see it.
And that is a liability for Frigidaire. If someone didn't like that, they could file a warranty claim.
I can actually see a little peak right there.
Yeah, that's an impact.
And, yeah.
And that's not from forming of the stamped metal. That's packaging.
So this was really well protected in shipping. So this could have even been a manufacturing defect from the plant.
But you see, there's a mark there. That looks like it's impact. That doesn't look like it's manufacturing.
Okay.
So, where was the top part? This was side. This was top.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Oh yeah.
There's your hit. So that's a shipping. That's the cost of cheap packaging. You now have a product that is a warranty liability, and that's sunk cost. Good job, Frigidaire. I knew you guys could do it. But yeah, if you catch the light just right, you can see a little waviness there. And that's Far East stamping capabilities for you.
I mean, I can clearly see this dent from the side.
Yeah.
If you stand over here, it's atrocious.
Cool.
All right.
Anything else?
Now I'm going to put my safety glasses on because I'm going to be unbanding this up here.
Oh yeah, let me get out of the way.
Unbanding this down here.
This is why they pay you the big bucks, Cory.
Yep. Oh wow. Oh, nice. Fold it over.
Yeah. And is this a one-part construction? No, it's two.
And
that
I think
cool if it was one.
what we do is we just lift this up.
Like a sleeve?
I think you have to unfold the bottom.
Oh yeah. Good move. Oh, look at that.
Which way are we going? Left or right?
How about behind?
Behind. All right.
That couldn't have gone any better. Look at the extra protection they have in there. And if you also notice, it's all renewable, it's all recyclable. No styrofoam. So you don't get taxed by California when you mail this in there. This you can mail anywhere in the United States. But they've got all of their packaging is recyclable, and it also might be recycled material because it's made out of that like cardboard pulp. Yeah. But there's no labels on it, so it's hard to tell.
Now this is what $10,500 gets you from SubZero. If you notice, there's no stainless steel material here because this would be counter depth integrated into your kitchen where you'd have your cabinet maker make custom cabinets to go on the outside. Now for an extra $1,500 or $2,000, we could have ordered the stainless steel version. But really our main intent is to dig into the mechanics behind what you get with a SubZero from a compressor perspective, from a filter perspective, from a line perspective. And already you can see how much bigger this thing is.
There's damage on this as well.
Where?
On the side, and there's actually corresponding damage on the box.
Oh yeah.
So, SubZero also disappointed us with their packaging. Man, everything you ordered, Cory, does it come beat up like this?
Look at that.
But look at the box. Here's where it got hit. It's a good shot. And it was on the corner where there's one of the protecting pieces. But it still beat it up.
You know, this place we bought the fridges from, they're going to be real happy because we're not going to return these because it would be a waste of our time. But luckily, this damage is in a spot where you'd still install it and it's not going to affect it at all. This is on a customer facing.
Yeah, this is just behind the cabinet or wherever it's tucked away, non-cosmetic surface. At least the door has no damage.
So many of the pieces that are customer facing, you can see they are pretty nice stainless, but I already see some fit and finish issues here. Right there, they're touching, and there's a large gap, and it's actually proud right there on this door.
The cabinet, it's an inset. It goes into this, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. So
I'll have to look at that. Maybe it's, oh yeah. But
yeah.
Maybe you have to remove this before you put in the cosmetic inlays.
No, this would be customer facing right here.
Yeah. Never opened those. So everything comes packaged with the shelves in place, but it's all secured. Both are secured in similar fashions with styrofoam, but this is some sort of other material that is California compliant.
So my initial impression with the SubZero is the shelves look cheaper than the Frigidaire. I like the stainless steel finish on the edge, but these drawers look really nice with the handles versus these drawers right here.
So this is just plastic with a finish on it. That's not stainless.
Well, we'll find out. So we're going to bring our X-ray spectrometer around, and we're going to test all of the stainless steel surfaces to see the grade of stainless for you guys.
That's plating. I can already tell you that's just plastic plating. It's either an in-mold decorative film, or it's some sort of plating. I think it's IMD, because that is not metal. But if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words on that. If it is in-mold decorative film, which when you shoot plastic, you basically put in a decorative film before you mold it. Then you shoot the plastic part onto it. You can get finishes that look like that. It's a lot cheaper than stainless steel. But especially since this is a Far East product, I wouldn't doubt if it was IMD.
Hey, Adam, check this out.
That's IMD as well.
Yeah. Hey. So on the SubZero, I think this flips out so you can service it. But it's interfering with that. So there's already a fit and finish issue where you can flip out the service panel here, but it's stuck.
Yeah, that's like a tolerance stack issue of some sort, or an assembly issue. That's pretty rough.
Now, many of these things may be remedied when it gets installed, but my initial impression is that I'm not impressed with the fit and finish based on this lack of flushness here, the gap, this interference, not to mention there was damage in shipping.
I mean, maybe that was part of it, the damage, but maybe not. Yeah, you're right. That's fairly level. So that's fairly flush. It's not exact. It's enough to keep most people happy, but yeah, there's a little bit of fit and finish issues here. This door is proud from this side. These seem to be even and flush. So SubZero is one of their selling points is that they use two different cooling systems for their products. So if the freezer has its own cooling system separate from that of the refrigeration unit, whereas that product has one refrigeration system manages everything. There we go.
I kind of like that where it's bottomless. It's just a drawer hanging out. The fasteners do look really high quality. I see Torx. They look stainless steel.
The gauge of this metal is thicker than typical freezers.
I also see a burr right here off of this bolt. Here, get in here real close. When we're looking at fit and finish, you can see a tiny burr poking out off of this fastener. Now, if you're reaching your hand in here, that could cause an issue. So we'll document this. And my first impression is that automobiles that you receive are at a phenomenal level of quality. This is $10,500 for roughly 750 pounds of steel and plastic. This is $3,000 for the same thing. So when you go buy a $25,000 or $30,000 vehicle and you're complaining about little things here and there, just think about how good these OEMs do. Because I am not impressed with either of these, especially how they were delivered. Adam, what's your takeaway?
Yeah, the packaging both failed. At least this isn't the cosmetic side, the front of it, but it's still damaged heavily. And you can't help but wonder, did that cause this to, was the damage in packaging the cause of this interference of that door? Yeah, this is very bad, because that's a scratch and dent now at Home Depot. This is where you get $500, $700 off your $3,000 fridge.
Yeah.
And that's just because of poor packaging design. Do we look at the freezer in here? Yeah, this is all plastic. Plastic, nothing substantial. That SubZero was all stamped metal and metal baskets, whereas this is all plastic.
Yeah, and these slides, these rollers, these are about the size you'd see in a toolbox that you'd buy with maybe a 300 to 500 pound rating.
Yeah.
But the slide outs over here on the SubZero, they look like they could handle 2 or 3 times as much.
Yeah.
And just to keep all of our subscribers interested, we plan on testing these to their limits. So we've brainstormed some interesting ways to test the load limits of shelves, drawers, and also scratch and dent resistant of all of the customer facing surfaces. So I think this is enough for our initial look at these two fridges in our consumer series. Sandy Munro is on vacation. So if you're wondering where our fearless leader is, he's taking some time off because he's moving. A little bit of update, we have a mini EV coming tomorrow. So this consumer series will be staggered with our EV teardowns. So many of our patrons come to Munro Live for electric vehicles, but Munro & Associates is so much more, and we're going to flex a little bit of our engineering muscle by tearing these down for you. So thanks again, and I really appreciate it, and have a nice day.
See you later, Internet.